little lay leader. She teaches writing, makes author appearances in schools and conferences. In May, she'll be teaching in a sixth grade class at the Cuba House on writing for children. Her story and secret histories at this passages.
Thank you for coming tonight. I think it's important to know that we're just reading a part of our stories. So, as you know, I write for children, but in between the books, I enjoy writing essays to explore the issues on the adult side of my life. So this essay, which is in Secret Histories, is about 2 rites of passage I had to face, unfortunately, at the same time, and learn a new route to let go. So it's called Passages. We were stopped at a roadside restaurant off I-5 on the way to take our daughter to college when I got the call that our 11-year-old dog was dying. Chaser, stopped eating, said my friend, her voice low and concerned. I walked outside with the cell phone to my ear. Did you call the vet? I shouted, barely able to hear myself over the roaring traffic. The naturopathic vet had been my saving grace these past few months since our Sheltie was diagnosed with kidney failure. She showed me how to give Chaser daily intravenous injections to flush the toxins out of his system. Chaser would stand patiently as I fumbled with a thick fold of skin behind his collar and pushed the needle in. I was never comfortable doing it, but the treatment seemed to work. He still took daily walks and perked up whenever he smelled food. Before this trip, I had asked the vet how long this treatment might continue to work. The vet's parting words came back to me now. He'll let you know when it's time. Standing by the edge of the freeway, I tried to figure out what to do. Here we were, ushering our daughter into her new life. If I flew back to Seattle now to be with Chaser, I would not see her dorm room or meet her roommate. How would I know that she was safely settled if I missed this farewell ritual? Would my daughter think I was choosing Chaser over her? The vinyl seat squeaked as I sat down in the restaurant booth next to my husband. Chaser, stopped eating, I said, ignoring the coleslaw that had just arrived. Not even carrots, said my son between bites of food. Chaser loved carrots, a welcome treat from his dry dog food diet. He would lie down, position a carrot straight up between his paws, and slowly nibble it down to the nub. I'm sure it was carrots that made his white and sable coat sharp. You should eat something, said my husband, pushing a plate with a Reuben sandwich closer to me. I'm not hungry.
Eat, darling, eat.
I think the Chaser may not make it until we get back. I'm not sure what to do. You should go home, Mom. You don't want Chaser to die when you're not there. My curly-haired, down-to-earth daughter, Sarah, was never one to beat around the bush. She could read my feelings like they were her own and express them with a boldness I could not muster. Our relationship becomes strained this year as she flexed her verbal muscles in her quest for independence. After these last stormy months of her living at home, I was looking forward to having calm in the house and a guilty sense of relief. But when it came to Chaser, there were no fragile egos to protect, only one sweet dog we both loved. Chaser came into our lives 11 years ago. We chose the run of the litter, passing up the bigger, noisier puppies that begged for attention for the one with the delicate fox-like features and deep brown eyes. The breeder called him Homeboy because he said he rarely left her side, but from the moment I reached out my hand for him to gently sniff, he seemed to be comfortable with us. I wanted my kids to experience the bond with an animal the way I had felt growing up with our left-hand retriever, Babe. Babe was gentle and steadfastly devoted to our family. She patiently endured my climbing on her back during my horse riding phase and protected me when I floated out the door in my pajamas one night, fully asleep. According to my parents, she followed me down the driveway, blocking my path so I would not cross the street, and barked until my parents arrived to get me. The instinct to protect was strong in Chaser too. At first, my kids were frightened when we nipped at their heels as they ran around the backyard with him. I explained to them that he was simply doing the job that Shupties were bred to do, herding them in line to keep them out of harm's way. Once they understood his behavior, they were no longer afraid. My son named him Chaser, and from that day on, whenever Chaser got excited, the kids would immediately stop running and wait for him to come over and lick their hands. In what seemed like no time at all, the children grew busy with their own lives, leaving Chaser and me to look after each other. Standing at attention by my desk, he would remind me when it was time to take a break from writing and get some exercise. And when I could not take him with me, he would settle into a shallow hole he had dug in the dirt next to the front door to wait until I returned. Chaser guarded his territory with a keen eye for strangers. Neither big dogs nor noisy garbage collectors were exempt from suspicion when it came to protecting his family. Now, as I waved goodbye to my family at the airport in Sacramento, I wondered what kind of comfort and protection I could give Chaser in this later phase of his life. When my friend picked me up at the airport, Chaser stood up to greet me, even though his legs were trembling. I felt a sudden hopefulness in this simple act of devotion. Would he rally one more time for me? What makes dogs show loyalty to their human companions? Like the fierce, protective love between a parent and child, it is hard to parse instinct from emotion. But I believe dogs possess superior powers to empathize and act on their feelings when a situation presents itself. They show us how to be more humane. The vet once called Chaser an old soul. We all